All right. Welcome, everyone. Jeremy Reese here, CEO of Ascension Financial Services Group. And as I've been sharing, I'm just going to jump right in. We do have a test file here, so it's not a real person's credit file. And what we're looking at here is the dashboard. So I'm just going to kind of scroll over here. If you follow my mouse, you'll see over here to the left, you have the dashboard. We do give credits for referring people. This is not credit repair. We're not a credit repair. We're not credit restoration companies. We are very, very unique. We can do things that other companies cannot do. So we are a complete credit wellness company. What that means is we work with certified financial planners. We work with financial advisors. We specialize in working with mortgage brokers. We work direct with consumers. So this is very, very important. We have direct access to all three credit bureaus. If you have any questions about this, our information is info@myafsg.com. And our 800 number is right there on the page. You'll be able to see it, get a hold of us. We have team standing by, 8 to 6 Central Standard Time. And I'm going to go right into the credit file so we can retrieve that directly from the bureaus on a soft pull basis. What that means is that when we retrieve your credit score, it does not lower your score. Very important. I'm going to go right into the credit simulators here in just a moment. And then we have analytics, and then obviously identity theft coverage, restoration. We can, based upon what your scores are, and Michael has some challenges here because your credit score ranges from a low of 300. And I actually have educated more than 150,000 people around the country, all 50 states and in various countries. I have yet to see anybody that actually has a 300 to a high of 850. I've seen a couple 850s. So the lower, the more challenging, the higher the better. And based upon what your credit score is, if you need credit, because we focus on both negative as well as positive credit, there's no such thing as I have too much credit. Okay, that's a misnomer. The easiest time to get credit is when you don't need it. So I'll give you a little trick here. Simply by getting a credit card, if you don't have credit, that sometimes can increase your credit score by as much as 25 points. And then we have an entire course on credit education. So Michael's looking at a TransUnion score of 595, an Equifax score of 595, and an Experian score of 601. Now, I will go in at another video here, another demonstration on what the actual credit file looks like. This one, I'm going to jump right into the credit simulators. So on the credit simulators, there are 3 different credit simulators. Let's say that you are a mortgage broker, for instance, and you referred Michael over to us. Well, let's say that you were trying to qualify Michael for a loan, particular mortgage, and Michael is currently sitting at a 595, and he needed to get to, say, a 620. If he needed to get to a 620, we type that in right there and hit bam. And we could tell you that quickly, this is what Michael needs to do, the fastest and the easiest, in order to recapture those 25 points. So 3 points here, 4 points here, 4 points here, etc. Now that would get him his target score of a 620. Here's another really cool thing is in this particular file, because again, this is a make-believe file, it's going to tell us what day is the best day for us to go in and re-pull Michael's credit report. So it's telling us that it's the 1st. That's not always going to be the case. Sometimes it's going to be the 3rd or the 4th or the 7th, whatever the case may be. There's another simulator. There's a money simulator. Remember, I said that we sometimes work with financial advisors, certified financial planners, and so forth. There are tools in here, obviously, for the consumer, because we're not just working with people who have damaged credit or need to improve their credit. This is a tool that I use. This is a tool that people use just to help them manage their finances. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here very, very quickly. There's financial tools. So you got financial analysis. We've got financial, you do your budgeting in here. We got financial calendar. So it'll tell us, look, new reports ready right here. We've got calculators. If you're not sure, for instance, what exactly you should be paying down or how to pay down your debt most quickly, we can go in here and we can say, well, here's my balance, here's my APR, Kelly, and if you want to slide around the variables, you can start to play with the variables and see, what should I do? When should I do it? And this will tell you. Auto payoff, debt amount, home budget, mortgage loan. You got a mortgage loan. Some people have some investment properties. You could start to play with various scenarios here. But let's go back into his credit file or his money simulator. And so you've gone through all your budgeting. At the end of the month, you've got an extra, I don't know, $740. And you want to figure out, well, how should I best allocate that money? There you go. It'll tell you, you can recapture 14 points by applying it to bam, 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 right there. And again, estimated date is pull it on the 1st. Okay. There's one other simulator I'm going to show you very quickly, and that is the manual simulator. Now, what you see over here to the far right is these are the different accounts. And on these accounts right here, these are derogatory accounts, but they're open. You can see these accounts right here. This is the limit. Okay, so it's a $6,000 limit. He's got a balance of $8,300. So there's probably some late pays in there, some penalties, and so forth. But here's what's interesting. If you go all the way to the right, the status is open. You see, it's called point deduction technology system. We've analyzed nearly 2 million credit reports. We get an extra 100,000 to 150,000 every month, so that we're constantly keeping up with the analytics. Now, what that means is that it's very accurate, number one, but we're constantly making sure that we know exactly what's going on. And the deductions, what it's doing is it's assigning a score for every, what we call trade line in the industry, for every one of these open accounts or trade lines. And so what it's doing, 0 to 100 points, what this is telling us is that that particular Department of Education, that account, is only bringing his score down 1 point, even though it's a balance of $8,300. So the average consumer might look at that and they would say, you know, I've got $700, I'm going to pay it down there. No. What we want to do instead, when I come down here, if we've got the money, maybe we want to go and 8 points. We want to play with this one here. And so we could start actually going and looking at these accounts in good standing. What if we take that $700 and we started playing with these variables here? Because these are the ones we want to look at. So it takes the guesswork out. Now, I'm going to wrap this video up because I don't want to keep any of them too long here. Again, this is a complete wellness program. Again, my name's Jeremy Reese. Go back over here. You can refer a friend. You got financial tools, credit file. The next one, I'll probably go into the credit file just to kind of give you a look at what we can do. Look at that same Capital One account, for instance. I'll go into this one next, just to give you a little look at what I'll go into. We can look at the various payment histories. And again, we're direct with the bureaus. So I'll go into this one next. My name's Jeremy Reese. Our info, the way to get a hold of us is info@MyAFSG.com. Our website is www.myafsg.com. Want to thank you all for joining us. and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Have a great day, folks.